Yes. So nice to meet you all. Some of you have already heard me speak earlier today, and some of you I meet now for the first time. So for those of you who doesn't know me, my name is Erik Evlinger, and I'm the product owner at ComAround. So I'm going to be talking about ComAround Knowledge, and I want to say the same thing as Yuki did. If you have any question, please interrupt, just raise your hand and let's have a discussion. All right, so just gonna check if this works. Technology. So 2019, what a year for ComAround. Not only for ComAround as a company, but also for ComAround Knowledge. We did somewhere around 20 releases, and every release we did was filled with new functionality or improved functionality that you all could benefit from. Here's what we did. There we go. Here's what we did. I'm not gonna try to go through them all. That would take a couple of hours, and we don't have that. But I want to mention a few of them, like the decision tree. Is anyone here who doesn't know what a decision tree is? Great. Now I can explain it. So a decision tree is a subset of questions and answers where every answer leads to another question, and on it goes until you end up at a solution. I like to describe a decision tree as a scripted conversation, much like a conversation you can find in a bot, but scripted. Actually, a couple of the bots on the market are just decision trees. Data and reporting. So we did a lot with data and reporting during 2019. And this is one of my favorite subjects. You know why? Because data and reporting helps me to make better decisions. I don't need to think. I can just open up my database, open my reports, and let the numbers guide me. So we did, during 2019, we published new reports in ComAround Knowledge. These reports are based on everything we know from knowledge management and everything we know from KCS. And these reports are great for most of you. But if they shouldn't be enough, we also developed a feature called the Insight Connector. Now this is the next level. With the Insight Connector, you can extract data from ComAround, put it into your own BI solution, and create your own reports. And I can do you one better. You can take data from ComAround, put it in your own database, and then you take some data from your incident management system, put it in the same database, and you mix. Then you put your BI tool on top, and now you can create some amazing and very specific reports for your organization. You're welcome. I also want to mention the improved share. We improved the share functionality in ComAround, so now you can use not only the traditional way of sharing articles as we had for a long time, but you can also use your own email system, or you can use Teams to share articles. And if that isn't enough, you can also share articles to external websites. Now this is a bit more advanced, and it would require some APIs and integration, etc., but it's possible. So another thing that I noticed during 2019 was that I started to get calls and I started to get invites for discussions about bots. So customers contacted us and asked, can ComAround help us to implement the knowledge management process and the knowledge base into our bot project? Of course we can. Does anyone here have a bot project going on or thinking about starting a bot project? Couple of you. So since we are sharing information today or sharing knowledge today, I thought I'd share some of my experience from 2019. Just a couple of things that I picked up from being involved in projects. Some general pointers that you may want to consider before going into your bot project. First of all, you need to define your scope. You need to think about what is the purpose of my bot? What will this bot be able to do? What kind of questions should it be able to answer? How many questions should it be able to answer? Are you thinking about the scope like this? Or a scope like this? Are you going to try to build a all-knowing bot? I can ask anything bot? Or are you going to build something that would help your customer service or help your service desk? I would recommend this. This is almost impossible. So that's something that you need to think about. Number 2, focus on the conversation. Everything about a bot is a conversation. If you don't have a good conversation, you don't have a bot. So you need to think about how I want to interact with your bot solution. How do we talk? How do we write? How do we interact with a search engine? I sometimes look at the search phrases in ComAround and often I see search phrases which is just one word. Sometimes that word is word. So now when communicating like that, imagine me going into a grocery store and I'm walking up to the cashier and I says, "Ice cream." They will probably think I'm a crazy person, right? So what do you want? Do you want ice cream? Do you want to sell ice cream? What? You need to give me some more context. Same thing with a bot. The bot needs to have context to be able to understand what you are asking it. And you can do that in different ways. And I'm not saying one way is better than the other. I'm just saying that this is something that you need to think about. Think about, first set the scope, then adjust your conversation. Yes, I should also mention that for the conversation, that is something that we at ComAround can help you with. So we have a lot of questions in terms of search phrases, and we have a lot of answers in the form of knowledge. And we have data. So these 3 components can help you to really kickstart your bot projects and get you sort of up to speed with the conversation. So now we have a scope, now we have a conversation. Last part, don't underestimate the value of giving your bot a personality. Give your bot a name, give it a place of birth, birth date. I don't know what else, but so giving the bot a personality will make the bot to become more of someone rather than something. And it will add a lot to the overall experience that I will get when I'm using the bot. And also, your users will ask these questions to the bot. They will go in and they will ask, who are you? What's your name? Where you're born? Etc. So prepare for that. Okay? Sound good? Great. So that's a wrap for 2019. Moving on till today. New year. We have an amazing roadmap planned out for 2020. We are going to do some major changes. As you can see, we have 2 projects running side by side for the duration of the year. PWA, that's the progressive web apps, done, released. And we are working on the next release of the decision tree. That's the 5th version that comes out later this spring. And with that release, you will have language support. But then, Content structure and knowledge VNext. As I said, these two will run side by side for the duration of the year. And I'm going to try to explain them. Content structure. On a high level, this project is about making our knowledge more flexible. So we have customers all over the world today. We have users all over the world today. We need our knowledge to be scaled across data centers in different regions of the world. We need to allow our customers to store their knowledge in different data centers of the world without losing any performance or speed. To do that, we need to remodel our databases. And I'm not going to try to explain how we do that. I don't think it's relevant. It's a big project. But when we're done, when we have made our knowledge more flexible, we will be able to build some amazing features, like sharing knowledge. We will be able to build features where you can share knowledge, not only inside your organization, but outside of your organization. We have many customers today who want to build their own solutions using our APIs. So for those, we will be able to further improve our API. And now, don't get me wrong, we have a fantastic API offer today, but we want to make it even better. We have user groups in ComAround. We have roles. We have knowledge states. Those three components also need an upgrade. We need to have more layers of governance for our knowledge to be able to meet the expectations from our customers. Moving on. The next big project is Knowledge VNext. Now, Knowledge VNext will be the next interface for knowledge workers. This will be a new site where knowledge workers go to create knowledge, edit knowledge, manage knowledge, etc. This will be the next generation of knowledge management softwares. So when I talk about this, I like to divide it into three parts. Knowledge VNext will be a process. And that's the process of knowledge management, and that's the process of KCS. That's no, I mean, you probably could have guessed that one. Knowledge VNext will be a workflow where incoming questions gets connected to relevant knowledge that goes back out to the user automatically. If no relevant knowledge can be found, a new knowledge articles will be created based on the incoming question. We will have user profiles for knowledge workers. So a user profile will contain the personal experience, the personal skill of a knowledge worker. So if I had a user profile, it might say that Erik seems to know a thing or two about bots. So next time the system gets a question about bots and there's no knowledge article, the system will send the new created knowledge article, the sort of the start, the work in progress article, will send it to me and say, you need to finish this article, Erik. So what I'm trying to say is that with user profiles, we will be able to connect knowledge workers to the organization's request for knowledge.
Is it possible to send it to a group as well as an individual user?
Sure, why not? Today, anything is possible. I don't know. We haven't gotten that far, but I think that's a good idea. Community. Now the community, that's all of us. Everyone involved in the knowledge management process. The community is about sharing knowledge. It's about collaboration. It's about organizations within the same vertical sharing knowledge. Why not? So when I create my bot article, I should be able to say, I want to share this article with everyone, not only my organization, but I want to press the public publish external button that's there somewhere. So I click that. So now you can search and you can find this article. And you can say like, this is a really good article. I want this for my organization. So now you can click subscribe. And if you think it's really, really good, you can tell me by clicking the features from social media like heart, like, praise. I don't know. But those features should also be in there. Any questions? So I have a question. When will this be ready? Well, it's already available. We have a system today that you will find under knowledge.comaround.com. That's the platform. It's already published. First piece of the puzzle is the decision tree. Second piece of the puzzle will be content structure. We are working on that as we speak. So it's already out there, and we will continuously add more and more functionality. So I have another question. This almost sounds too good to be true. I mean, is this even possible to build? Well, yes, it is. With the technologies that we have today, the technologies that we get from our partnership with Microsoft, the cognitive services, the AI, the machine learning, it's possible. I'm not able to tell you how. I mean, I just can't. I have an idea, and I have a vision, and I have a team of developers, and they have told me that yes, we can build this. And that's all I need to hear. The end. Thank you so much for listening.